It took me a while to figure out the best affordable option to play high-resolution online games like Fortnite on a relatively cheap laptop coming up. Peace on you brothers and sisters, TechTube here back with another video revealing to you the best affordable option to work and play without sacrificing a lot of space or money. Today, extreme gaming laptops are super expensive, like the MSI GT75 Titan, which you can buy for 3 grand. So, simply this kind of laptops are not for everyone. And since I'm an old laptop user, I wanted to know what the available options are if I wanted to have a newer affordable laptop that can run all my work and favorite games at the same time. In order to narrow it down to one option, it took me a while digging for the best performance to price ratio. Obviously, if you are into laptops, you would know that Acer is one of the leading companies that is interested in giving more affordable options to their customers. And luckily, during my research, I found this amazing and relatively cheap laptop, the Acer Aspire E5 Sports. It is priced at only $600. So this laptop is not the best in the world, but we need something that is affordable with a high performance as we can study, work and play all on one device. Jumping to the full specs, this laptop has an 8th generation Intel Core and i5-8250U, a member of the latest Coffee Lake processors, which is 4-core, 8-thread, with a 6 MB cache and a turbo boost clock speed of 3.4 GHz. This processor is marginally better than the 7300 HQ from the previous generation in terms of single-core and multi-core performance. The display is a 15.6-inch IPS panel with an anti-glare coating and a native resolution of 1920 by 1080. The device weighs around 5.27 pounds and a little over 1.19 inches thick, along with a minimalistic GeForce MX 150 from Nvidia to offer an insanely cheap priced laptop for both productivity and office use as well as casual gaming. The memory is pretty standard in size, 8 GB of DDR4, and it is good enough for average everyday use. The storage is a pleasant surprise as Acer has somehow managed to offer at $600 a snappy 256 GB SSD in this laptop. The SSD alone would make this laptop feel like a much more expensive device than it actually is. It also offers an insanely large 15 hours of average battery life. Aesthetically, the device is much more plain and simple. Black body with brushed hairline texture makes this a really bland choice for gamers, but good enough for professional scenarios. The gaming capabilities are pretty limited. The GeForce MX 150 from Nvidia is meant only for casual gaming experience and would really struggle at playing demanding modern titles. However, older games and less demanding arcade games would run perfectly well on this card, as it has a dedicated virtual RAM of 2 GB. So I chose a game like Fortnite for my showcase today, as it's very demanding and popular online game, and most of the gamers would like to know if a cheap gaming laptop could give them the right performance. And now it's time to show you how well the laptop does in different graphic settings, starting with the low settings, which is giving us the most decent FPS rate, but on the other hand, we sacrifice most of the graphic details and sharpness. In other words, you should not expect the best visual quality by running on low settings, as most of the colors, saturation and contrast will be gone and replaced with lighter color tone. The good side of the basic settings that it guarantees a smooth gaming experience with an average of 70 FPS, which is slightly higher than the gold standard of 60 FPS. However, the actual range is between 55 to 120 FPS according to many factors, like how crowded the city is, as the busier city centers are, the more drop in frame rates. Also, if things got heated in a firefight, the average FPS can easily drop to 60 FPS. And since we are turning off most of the graphic features, like anti-aliasing, shadows and effects, then the gameplay will be as smooth as it can possibly get. With that being said, every gamer goal is to find the sweet spot to maintain balance between frame rates and visual quality. So, jumping to the normal settings, which is in my opinion the best settings in terms of having visual appealing scenes without sacrificing a lot of good frames. Moreover, enabling some of the features that make gaming experience more likely, especially when it comes to shadows and effects, which makes a visual remarkable difference that anyone can notice almost instantly. This time, the performance numbers are lower than 60 FPS, with range between 40 to 60 FPS. The game still running quite smoothly with an average of 50 FPS. Considering the added value of some graphic features, during intense battle, you should expect frame rate drops, and you can simply encounter that by disabling one or more graphic feature, as turning shadows off increased our overall performance by a huge margin. You can gain up to 35% increase from just changing one setting. This is the setting you should look at first if you need to boost your performance up to a specific ceiling. And the last thing we have here is high settings. Obviously, we should not expect much, but surprisingly, this device can give us an average of 30 FPS, which is not quite bad actually, as the game is still playable, realizing the good details added to the game scene. Although, I would not recommend playing on these settings if there are intense combat, as the drop in frame rates will be very noticeable and could affect your gameplay directly. To conclude, while this laptop gaming capabilities are limited, this model of Acer Aspire is meant for those who want to work and play on the same rig. It is affordable with a snappy SSD and a huge battery life. It is meant to be carried around all day without a care in the world. You can find this laptop and more in the description box below. That's it guys, thanks so much for watching. Now it's time to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell to be notified with recent uploads. Finally, smash the like button. That was TechTube. See you in the next video. Peace out.